This is the nutrition section, and what I'm going to do is just fly through 5 simple rules I want you to follow to eat cleaner, to be more healthy. And disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just giving you very basic common knowledge that is very widely accepted across the industry of nutrition and dieting. And I'm just trying to help you out as an athlete of how you should fuel your body properly, how you should hydrate, how you should get more protein, if you're trying to build muscle, things like that. Because I think a lot of us are ignoring our diet. And I think if you can just start super basic and follow these simple 5 rules, is at least going to get you on track to have a healthier diet, have a healthier lifestyle as an athlete, and really see results, right? Like you're going to start to see more results with how you recover, with building muscle, with your performance, like going into the game by fueling your body properly and staying hydrated, the whole thing. So I'm going to try to fly through this. I'm going to go through the 5 rules. I'm going to have this template that I'm reading to you in the section for the school nutrition, and let's get right into it. So it starts with this. We're trying to eat more real food, and we're trying to avoid fake food. All right, so anything that is packaged, snacks, sugary drinks, we're trying to limit those, and we're trying to eat more food that's real food, whole foods, whole grains, food that's grown, meats, things like that. And so here are my 5. All right, my 5 rules are this: hydration, whole foods, whole grains, protein, carbs. And I'll show you those 5. I'll kind of go into each one just for a minute. This whole thing for me stems around not having to eat perfect. That is the biggest thing. If we try to eat too perfect, usually we end up quitting whatever it is we're trying to follow. And so that's my philosophy. You know, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I do think it should be for most people. I think this is, again, common knowledge, things that everybody can follow, and is pretty normal. I want you to have a normal diet. I don't want you to be doing something crazy. I'm not a big fan of diets because they're not something you do long term. If there's something you're going to do short term for a month or 2 months, and then just go back to everything else you were doing, I don't see the real point. And so, number 1, hydration. Okay, we need to hydrate with water. We're not trying to hydrate with sugary drinks. Okay, I'm not saying you can't drink a Gatorade. I think it can be good. There's electrolytes, and during a game, before a game, yeah, there can be benefits. But if you're just drinking Gatorade after Gatorade after Gatorade, you're intaking way too much sugar. And so hydrate regularly throughout the day by drinking enough water. Go online and do some more detailed research if you want. Again, this is just simple game plan for nutrition. Things that I've came across, it'll say something like if I weigh 160 pounds, then I need half of the amount of my weight. That's how many ounces you can intake, like 80 ounces a day of water if you weigh 160, 100 ounces if you weigh 200, and so forth. That's kind of like a general rule of thumb. That maybe that varies. That could be a little less, a little more. But I do think drinking water regularly throughout the day is essential. And it's not that I think, we know, right? The science has proven how essential water is for your body. But here's one of the problems we have, though. We'll chug as much water as we can in one sitting, and then we won't drink any more for the rest of the day. That's not going to do you any good. Drink it regularly throughout the day, and just have it on you and stay hydrated. You can add electrolytes if you want after intense workouts, or if you're in the heats, things like sodium, potassium, magnesium. They have those electrolyte packets, different brands. Liquid IV is one of them. There's all different kinds. And again, I just want to reiterate, basic nutrition plan is what we're doing here. Follow the simple 5 rules first. Then if you master this and want to take it to another level, go see an expert or go further from there. But these are things that I'm pretty confident in saying that most of us, I think more than 75% of us, are still not doing well enough with these 5. So let's do a better job of these 5 first. Number 2 is whole foods, okay? Whole foods, the 2 biggest ones are fruits and vegetables, right? Let's try to intake more fruits and vegetables in our diet, in our nutrition plan, not diet. They're one and the same really to me, but when people say diet, they usually are referring to some funky diet that they're trying out. All right, so fruits, vegetables, there's a saying that you want to stick to foods that grow from the ground or have a face. Okay, so fruits and veggies grown from the ground. Meats have a face. Nuts, seeds, also good ones. I want to talk real quick about caffeine. I'm not going to give anybody advice on caffeine. I drink caffeine every day. I have a coffee right here. Just finished it. And obviously your body does not need caffeine. I want to be clear on that. But I think if it's used sparingly, it's been proven to still be safe. Younger players, I would hold off on caffeine as long as you can. Okay, like I don't see any need for younger players having caffeine. As you get older, I think it seems to be more widely accepted, more used more often, I guess. But real energy should come from food first. Okay, real energy should come from food. That's energy your body is craving, that your body wants. Your body doesn't really, it doesn't need caffeine, that's for sure. But if you do it sparingly. Again, I do drink caffeine regularly myself, daily, but I probably drink more than I should. But again, utilize, if you're an athlete trying to grow muscle, trying to get bigger and stronger and healthy, you got to get the real food sources. Fruits, veggies, meats, nuts, seeds. Okay, whole foods first. And there's many more. You can go research, but I'm just giving you some basic ones there. Okay, so number 1 was hydration. Number 2, whole foods. Number 3, whole grains. Okay, this is going to give you really good sustained energy. Okay, whole grains. Here's the most common ones. 100% whole wheat bread. That's probably the most common one. If you can just start swapping out a little bit of your white bread with whole wheat bread or whole grain bread, that alone I think is going to be a game changer for you. Brown rice, oats, even whole grain pasta. Some people don't like whole grain pasta. I actually do enjoy it. I don't mind it at all. And again, just better than white pasta. Okay, so all of those things that are whole grains or whole wheat. And again, just check the ingredients. This isn't rocket science here. Just you can look at the ingredients. If you're a younger player, ask your parents for guidance. But whole grains are better than white bread. They're better than refined grains, and they're better than sugary cereals. So again, just making a couple switches. I'm not saying you have to go 100% eliminating all of these things that I just said, right? I'm not saying you can't have a bowl of cereal. Okay, this whole thing is around not eating perfect, just making little shifts here and there of something sustainable long term. But whole grains are complex carbs, and that helps you with your energy levels, and it also supports your recovery. Number 4 is protein. Okay, protein is a huge one. If you're trying to gain muscle, you won't do it without protein. Okay, you need to also combine your exercise and your workouts, which are in the program that I show you of what to do, with a good amount of protein and, again, giving your body what it needs. Okay, so post-workout, really important time to have enough protein. Protein sources, most common ones, lean meats, okay, really any meat, but chicken, turkey, beef, fish, eggs is a big one, Greek yogurt, peanut butter, nuts, and protein shakes. Put protein powder in a shake if needed as well. I don't know, just from personal experience, I think I eat all of those daily. And so I like to eat eggs in the morning and Greek yogurt. Those are 2 good sources right there. And then maybe for lunch, say we do we get some meat, or maybe if it's not meat, maybe it's a meat sandwich or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Again, peanut butter has protein. I'm not saying peanut butter and jelly is healthy, but if you can find ways to get protein when you're working out, and especially after it, it's going to help. I'm telling you, it's going to help your muscle growth. Here's one that you can kind of follow. And again, you can do more research on this if you want. I'm just here to help you out. But if you are looking to build muscle mass, you should aim for at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Okay, I weigh 200 pounds, so I need 200 pounds at least, which is a lot. I need 200 grams at least of protein if I want to build more muscle mass. So if you're 100 pounds, try to aim for 100 grams. And again, I just want to say I'm not a nutritionist. I don't want anybody coming at me for any of this stuff. I'm just here to help, and this is a very simple template to follow, and it's all widely accepted stuff. 5 is carbs, okay? Carbs are fuel. They're not the enemy. You don't need to cut out carbs from your diet. It's for an athlete, if you're looking for fuel sources, carbs are essential, right? So you don't want to cut them out. But I also think you don't need to overload on them. One of the principles to follow here is everything in moderation. All right. I mean, outside of protein, if you're trying to gain, if you're a skinny player and you're trying to gain more muscle mass and strength, then yeah, you're going to probably want to intake more protein and not have to do protein in moderation. But as far as carbs go, I think carbs in moderation is a better way to go. And focus on quality carbs. So things like fruits, bananas is a really good one. Vegetables, potatoes is a good one. Whole grains that we talked about as well is a good one for carbs. Rice, right? Brown rice is better than white rice, but you know, still both of those will have carbs. And pasta too. If you overeat pasta, it kind of does the opposite. You're gonna be more sluggish. So I would not recommend doing that. And if you eat more carbs around training time when your body needs it, then that's going to help your energy levels. All right. Really important too, having a meal before game time. Not right before a game, right? Maybe an hour before, I think would be good. That way your body has time to digest it. But if, you know, I see all the time a player goes to a game and then they start maybe feeling lightheaded or whatever, and they start to feel weak. If you don't eat before game time, that's important. So make sure you're fueling your body with not just food, but good food. All right, food that fuels the body. Okay, a couple bonus tips. Already talked about moderation. Moderation matters, so don't overload on things like sugar, fats, or carbs. Okay, and so let's talk about like, all right, having a snack, and let's say it has a lot of sugar, right? Like, again, I'm not saying you can't eat a snack, but if you have one snack with some sugar, call it quits on sugar for a little bit. Okay, you're good for now. You don't need to keep going and going and going. I think that's when it becomes an unhealthy habit. Timing is key. I just talked about that. Eating a balanced meal 1 to 2 hours before training and refuel with protein plus carbs within 45 minutes after. I like to take protein right after I work out. I think it's the best time because your body is just like craving for it. It wants it, and it's going to help out your growth. And lastly, like I said, consistency over perfection. Okay, just be consistent with something you could do long term. Just like your approach to your game, right? Do something sustainable over time that you won't quit. So that's it. All right, taking it from the top, follow those 5 simple rules. Hydrate, eat whole foods, whole grains, eat protein and carbs. All right, simple game plan. Try to track what you're doing. Track your diet and your nutrition plan of what you're intaking. You don't have to do every single thing, although if you want to, you can. But I would definitely try to track your meals throughout the day, track your 3 meals, track what you're eating in between it, and then just give yourself an idea based on what you want to do this off season, whether it's gain more muscle, maybe lose weight. Those are probably the 2 most common ones, either gaining or losing. Every person's different. Find what works for you, and let me know if I can help you.